So this pilot bearing, I have found out, that's like a bronze piece from a older CJ5 or something like that. So because of the new AX15 having a 3/4 inch or half inch, no, it's 3/4 inch output shaft or input shaft, a different pilot bearing than the 89 AX15 has to be used. Now we're going to be taking that old pilot bushing out that whoever put in there, because you can use, and I did a little bit of research on this, you can use the the 98 or 97 plus, 95 plus, whatever year the AX15 swapped to 3/4 inch input shaft. You can use that as long as you have this puck here. So if it looks like it has this, that's the part number on it, it should be able to fit. I mean, I'm going to measure it with the calipers, but I just eyeballed it, and yes. And I've been told that this does work in this little groove slot here. So we're going to get this pulled out. This is a Motion Pro. Actually, it's for a motorcycle normally, but it's just a bearing puller kit. So hopefully this is going to work, and then get that bearing, get that bushing out of there, and then the bearing into there. Jeez, we cracked that thing right open. Holy smokes. And it didn't even, yeah, wow. All right, well, that's out. So now, you insert it. I'm going to clean this up first, but you insert it this way, right? Because that's got the beveled edge there to kind of get it straight. So yeah. No, that's going to fit. And I already measured for the length forward backward of the input shaft. It should have plenty of room to get seated on the shaft there. So we'll get that hammered in. There we are, nice and flush. Looks pretty even, I think. A couple bash marks, but that don't matter. I think the collar is aluminum, so obviously the crankshaft is steel. So yeah, looks like they just adapted the old crankshaft style to the new input shaft style with that spacer. So now we got flywheel, clutch, flex plate, and then I'm gonna reuse the bolts. Supposedly these are torque to yield bolts. I don't know. Maybe they're a little stretched, but they look pretty good. I'm going to clean them up. I haven't got money for any more fancy bolts anyway, so. And frankly, you know what? I don't care about this engine either, so it can go to hell. As long as it gets me back and forth. I shouldn't shit talk it, because it's going to need to run for me for a little bit anyway. But this thumb is throbbing because I just hit it with a hammer. So I'm not in a good mood. Again, yes, it's not been great working on it the past couple days. All right, flywheel is in and torqued and Loctited using the blue stuff. In case you were wondering, it's 100 foot-pound of torque. And I just kind of held this, or jammed that chisel in right there between there and the frame. In case any of you guys were curious, hopefully that freeze plug, I heard the freeze plugs will leak a little bit until they get a heat cycle through them. So hopefully that freeze plug will seal properly and it won't get wet all over my clutch. So, flywheel time, I guess, now, huh? Or I mean, clutch time, not flywheel time. Why didn't you guys warn me? Come on. What do I even have you guys around for? Now I gotta put this on again. You let me know if that alignment looks cool. I don't have the installation tool, so it's just the way I gotta do it. Of course, the way you're looking at it might be like the odd shadow, right? Maybe just come down just a little bit. How's that? No, that's off. Let's hope it's good. Alright, so tighten this in the old crossways here. Should be okay to kind of get close. Maybe you can manipulate the transmission a little bit. Looks pretty even. So what I did, saw this on YouTube, just took an extension, rolled some tape around it so that it would fit perfectly in the pilot bearing, and then built it up so that it would fit in the clutch spline. So, and then what I did was I aligned it and then kind of measured each side. It's not going to be perfect, but if it's within like 1 or 2 millimeters on each side and it looks straight, so that's what I did. So hopefully that's going to work. I torqued these and Loctited them, and I did that twice now, so that's great. But nonetheless, this should be good now. Should be good. Probably gonna fly out. I'll have clutch flying out all over the ground. And it won't grab. It's gonna slip. Alright, some more spilled coffee. And we're taking off this old duct tape. So, I'm gonna find a clean piece of tape. That way I can get the rest of that adhesive off. Alright, let me get this tape off. Well, anyway, I got the throwout bearing. What is that? The shift fork. And then the little, oh god, bunch of grease on me now. The little insulation thingamajig. Boy, is that oil ever black that came out of that. It looks like there's some clean stuff in it. Either that or that's like water or something. Actually, it's probably water. It's almost certainly water from the condensation. Alright, old seal is out. Boy, this transmission will be happy for some new fluid. And the new seal is in. Alright, so that won't leak. It'll seal. And we won't lose all our transmission fluid out on the highway. Wow, man. You want to wash your hands, you don't even need running water. Just take it off the freaking wall. Look at that. Okay, I shouldn't do that, because that water literally goes everywhere. But yeah, man, get a little soap in here. I want to get the transmission back in, because that way the shifter will come up and we can kind of put the boots back in, line everything up before we get it all taped down. So this is, I think that's the way that it's supposed to go. Got this all cleaned up. Gaskets are back in. I'm going to reuse the paper gaskets. So this, we got it all cleaned. We are going to replace this boot. There's a hole here somewhere. It probably wouldn't leak, but I've got the new one anyway, so I'm going to throw it on. And then we're going to try and muscle this thing in. I think it's in. I don't know. Does it look like it? I think it might be in. I just lifted it up with my knees from here, levering it over the exhaust pipe, and then I stuck my foot with my safety toe shoe in there, and then just kind of maneuvered it a little bit back and forth as well. You just put it in some gear and give her the old touch with that, kind of line up those splines, and that seemed to work for me. And then it was like it wasn't like off. Well, it was kind of like off on the one side. I thought, well, I don't know, like it's probably in, but it's just like that last little rock back and forth over whatever locating dowels there might be. So I just put the bolts in, and I just did them like back and forth like hand tight, and like I didn't have to use much effort. So hopefully I didn't just blow the pilot bearing right through the other end, because that would suck. That would really, really suck at this point. And I don't even know how you'd find that out if I did do that, other than like you'd hear some, god awful rattling, or something bad would happen for sure. I do have the seal for the transfer case on this side of the transfer case. I should probably put it on the 242. I'm not sure if the one on it does leak. That's the thing. Although it's probably original. But I remember like a little bit of fluid did come out that side, so I don't know if there's like a vent hole or something around there. I'll look into it. Maybe I'll hold it upside down, see if there's any drips. But I know there was some kind of leak from the other one. That could actually, come to think of it, that could be oil that's dripped all the way over and then hit the yoke and then just flung up. Because, there's plenty of oil, automatic rust prevention going on. Transmission is all buttoned up now. Top two bolts, torque is 27 foot-pound. The side two here, that's 43, and then the bottom two are 55. But I ran out of, I don't know if, because that's supposedly an OEM bolt, and it's an M12, because it only connects to the flex, the dust shield there. So I don't know if it was missing or what. Probably was, because I can't find it. I should have taken a video of me taking this off, but I had another M12 from a seatbelt bolt, and of course the nut with it as well. So I just slapped that on there. Seems to be working. Starter's back in. Ready to put on the transfer case. Gonna clean this up.